Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the collective. I am your DM, Raymond, and we are joined by Brian, Amy, and Mason, as per usual. We want to thank you all for tuning in this evening or whenever you decide to watch. Speaking of whenever you want to watch, you can join us here on Twitch and YouTube every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. You can also go to our YouTube channel and find all of our older videos. For some reason, Twitch only lives letting us have two. I don't know why. But if you want to get a hold of us, find us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also email us at packtactics@gmail.com. And also be on the lookout for our fancy new and updated Discord server that we are working on in the background. It'll be Pack Tactics. Anyways, so last week on the collective, the battle continued down below the mountain as beholderkin creatures came out of the sacred tree gate. The fight ensued with Nuki craving magical power
A little too much.
and lacking the wisdom or intelligence to not touch the gate, touched the gate and got transported into a realm, a pocket dimension, where a certain number of creatures saw him and did some things. Some of those things involved killing him, but not without the heroic, paralyzed efforts of Gregorovich and his mighty rope. Hagtha continued to help Uruk Mossborn to help close the gate, including Cutter doing the same, and the use of a spell scroll that finally shut the gate from the horrors within. But that left Nuki dead and half disintegrated on the ground at the feet of our beloved Sea Witch. Nuki, you find yourself floating among the stars. You feel weightless. You feel cold. You feel as if you are expansive yet small. You look to your hands and there's no form. You look down and you see no feet, you see no legs, you see no tail. You move what you think your hands to touch yourself, and you feel as if you have substance, but it's not you. Things swirl around you. You feel a tug, and you feel a congealing, a form being pulled. And with an instant, you are standing in an elegant palace. Shining crystal and marble floors. Pillars carved with intricate detail. You can see that it is rock and marble and crystal, but the detail, it looks real. It takes a second for you to realize that it's not, but then again, you're not even sure. You hear footsteps walking away, leading to grand doors made of solid gold. As you look at them, they open for you and a light shines through. You feel a draw, a pull to those lights, to that light. And you, sorry about that, pull into them, go into this massive, glorious, even more elegant throne room. Silks hanging in open windows, a cool, gentle breeze, smells of the ocean. One second, smells of the forest, smells of the desert, smells of the sea and the swamp. It's a mixture of smells that are not unpleasant. You find yourself staring at a simple chair. It's a very nice chair, but it's very simple. You hear those footsteps walking towards it. You blink, and there sits a humanoid figure. Male? Possibly? And the voice echoes out. Welcome, my son. I have found you broken. I have found you at last. Your soul has returned to where it once belonged. But it is not your time.
Who are you?
I
Who who am I?
I am Claudron, god of magic and elves. And you are now Elion Evaquin. You are my chosen. And as he speaks, you feel this gelatin-like substance of yourself pool into form. You are not as tall. You're lighter, more nimble. Your hands form. They are gorgeous and elegant, but strong. You feel your hair is longer, your ears are pointed, your skin is fairer, and eccentric robes and adventure wear of the finest quality adorns your body. In my elegance and grace, I have given you your soul its original form. This is my blood that I forgive you. This is who I am. It is my essence. And for this, you must do things for me, and I will grace you with abilities unlike anyone before.
I I will, Father.
Very good, my son. Now I'm going to return you to your previous body's friends. Gregorovich, the half-orc, Hagtha, the Sea Witch. They are your friends. Trust them. They will guide you and help you along your path. Speaking of your path, there is a horror getting ready to try and to unleash into the world. You will know it when you see it. And I want you to do everything within your amazing power and breathtaking audacity to do so to end it. That is my command.
I will, Father.
Then wake up. Snaps his fingers, and you are shunted through this universe, go screaming back down to this planet, punching through the atmosphere. It's hot. You see the mountain, and you, boom, just power into the floor. But you wake up without pain. At this point, I will allow you to take a level in Cleric or Paladin if you like.
Oh, okay.
Your choice is yours, but you are his chosen, and he is going to defend you and give you his power in some way. Hagtha, what
Yes.
took Nuki's soul, or no, Elion's soul, minutes, possibly hours to do and feel, for you was an instant. Laying at your feet is your friend Nuki in his dragon form, half dissolved.
Oh yeah, she's bawling her eyes out.
And in a blink of an eye, a blinding light, poof, laying, now on his back, a new form. An elven form.
Nuki? Just kind of shoves at him a little bit. Kind of gently. But like, Nuki, you just kind of like looks him all over and is like, how did you were like half gone? What is going on here?
Might have been like what happened last time. He may have won a luck of the draw, and his wild magic may have surged and allowed him to reincarnate again. Give him some time. He was incredibly exhausted last time. He passed right out.
Yeah. Is there a possibility of Hagtha noticing this time's different? Just like with her, like detect magic kind of senses?
Sure.
I mean, she doesn't have to know what happened, just know that this time for some reason is different than the last time he changed.
I'd probably hop in on that as Greg, because I watched him reincarnate through multiple forms last time. I don't know if anything was visually or physically different. Besides, he became an elf this time.
All right, so I'm going to say we could do Arcana or Religion.
Arcana!
Actually, they're pretty much the same in my book. Both of them did you pick it up?
It's a 15?
15?
For Arcana?
18. 18 for either, because they're both +3, and I rolled a 15.
Okay, so, Gregorich, this is, as per research dictates, a wild magic surge effect because of the randomness of a possible reincarnation spell. Hagtha, you think something similar, but you sense the magic in this body is different.
Like something has changed besides his look.
Yes, something else has changed about what you now see as the new form of Nuki.
Right. But it goes beyond just the appearance. Like there's something fundamentally different.
Yes, you feel a shift in power.
Okay. Yeah. I think we need to get him back to the collective and get him looked at and stuff. Make sure he's okay. Like
Go ahead and
fully.
stay with him for a moment. I actually want to take a look at the tree, make sure it's sealed all the way, and see if there might be any way for us to make any. I don't know if there might be improvements that might be able to be made. If I can add anything to the seal. And Greg's actually going to step away, kind of give Hagtha and Nuki some space, and start inspecting the tree. Try and see if there's, without touching the tree, see if there might be any way to, if it looks like it's closed all the way. And if I can consider anything using my own knowledge of magic and technology, if there might be able to be a way to improve it.
Okay. Can roll.
Because I was in the MT department.
You can roll the investigation to be looking around.
I'll have Cutter help me with this.
All right.
That's going to be a 23.
What was the shot? Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
23. This gate is sealed. The tree is fixed. It looks like it's vibrant. You think to yourself, how can I make mechanical security with both my blend of adding my magic to it, and you're thinking of something in the wall possibly. And you go back to that wall, and you push through it with your hand. You feel something solid on the other side. It doesn't feel like rock.
Okay. While she's tending to Nuki, I'll kind of take some time, and I'll be maybe trying to open it up a little bit, try and see what's on the other side, and just making blueprints in my head for, typical normal things: security doors, alert sensors, flamethrowers, normal security measures.
Okay. What did you have a thing you wanted to do, Hagtha?
No, I was just gonna ask if Yurok is still with us. He's the shaman that came and was right?
Yes.
Or did he?
Uruk is still there.
Okay.
And he is essentially at this point now walking up the stairs, breathing pretty heavily, looking and feeling his age at this moment, a little less spring in his step as he did when he walked in here.
Yeah, I asked him if he needs any assistance, and if need be, I can use a healer's kit and whatnot.
Oh no, I'm fine. It's just been a while since I've had to use that much magical energy.
Well, if it's any consolation, you did great.
Yes, well, I'm sorry for your friend where's the Dragonborn? Who's this elven person?
This was the Dragonborn, or this is Nuki. He does this sometimes. In really, really distressing predicaments. But for some reason he's not waking up right away, but I don't think he did last time. I don't know, I was still passed out myself last time this happened. But there's something weird about him now. Like, the last time this happened, he was still Nuki, but for some reason it doesn't have the same contents.
Interesting.
I don't know. All I know is that there's just something different about this time. It's still Nuki, because I watched him literally go from since I met him from the Yanti to the Dragonborn to the now, and a couple of flashes in between transformations, but I don't know. I'm just worried.
Well, he did
No.
enter the realm of them. It is the touch to the gate itself, which itself is a magical thing. Magic could act weird and do odd things here. The potential of this magic is great.
Yeah, I'm just worried. I'm sure it'll be fine once he wakes up. I just wish he would right now. But we should get back to our employer.
Well,
I don't remember. Nuki usually does the talking, and I don't, because it usually doesn't go well. Because
Uruk waves a hand at you over the body, this new elven body casting healing word. Or heal, I forget what his actual spell is because I forgot to bring the sheet up, but he has heals. Find the correct dice for it. He gives you 19 health back.
Ooh.
Which wakes you up.
Nuki, you okay? Hagtha is pretty much like hovering over you, like staring at you, like really, like probably shouldn't be that close, but she is.
You must be Hagtha.
I am. That's a weird way of phrasing it, but yes.
Are you injured? Were you injured in the fight?
No.
No.
Actually, I managed to keep full health somehow.
Okay.
Unless I accidentally hit a button and I don't remember. I don't think I did.
Oog was like giving you covering fire, keeping you out of sight.
Yeah, I was keeping pretty far for the most.
He'll reach a hand
So-
out as into like help stand up.
Oh yeah, and scrambles up and like helps him up and really gets a good look at like not too shabby. Anyway,
Does she check out his butt?
not yet.
Okay.
She's still processing things. Like
So this time, what you see is, my hair is silver and long. Silver like starlight. And my eyes glow with a radiant light of stars. My skin is a little grayish, like ash, but still flawless. But I am much shorter than I was as a dragonborn. I am only 5'6".
You are going to be very short.
Oh, what did I make Hagtha? Oh, I think he might be shorter than Hagtha. Not by much though. I picture her to be like my height, which is like 5'10", so yeah.
He'll look at you.
He's like,
My father told me of you and said that you are a friend.
Yeah, who's... I didn't know you had a dad. I mean, of course you have a dad, but never talked to him about. I talked about him before. You okay, Nuki?
I don't understand this word. What is a Nuki?
Just like dread just kind of sinks in.
He looks over to Greg. Are you coming over to?
Greg, if he notices you're standing up, yeah, would kind of come over. But considering you guys were still sort of at odds with each other, kind of standoffish, he's not really making eye contact.
Um,
Drama bomb.
Mr. Nuki, it's good to see you awake.
I reach up and I just touch your cheek, and you heal 5 points. And I reach up and I touch Cutter, and he heals 5 points. You
Cutter's
must be
like head is rapidly
Gregorovich.
looking around like.
My father told me of you as well, and that you are also a friend.
Mr. Nuki,
Like-
are you feeling all right, sir?
Who or what is this Nuki that you keep referring to me as?
Like, Hagtha just like quickly looks at Greg and like has a look of dread in her face, like he doesn't he remembers us, but not who he is.
He's died several times.
Several times.
His soul might have been traumatized. Might have suppressed memories to protect him.
Do you think we can get them back?
My father has rescued my soul.
Yeah, there's this
given
father
me
guy.
back life.
Sir, may I ask if you don't wish to be called Nuki, what is your name now?
My father has given me the name Ilion.
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 Ilion Elvaquin.
Ilvaquin. May I ask who is your father?
My father. My father is Corellian.
Oh, a god intervened. That explains everything.
Does Hagtha know this
You've
deity?
never heard of this deity. In fact, where you're from, there are no gods.
The gods are all
Right.
dead.
Except for the Fathomless, but that's actually a patron, so I guess that's
Different.
It
Yeah.
is different.
so
Yeah,
never mind.
I forgot about that. There are no gods in Etheris.
Yeah, all the gods died in Etheris.
Oh, that's right.
A
So-
god
so-
intervened. All right, this makes sense now.
There's gods here?
Right, you're
And they
from the Etheresian world, where the deities were basically wiped out, if I remember my history correctly.
Yeah, they haven't been around for quite some time.
Yes.
But they actually exist. They didn't just like die. Like, did they just? Oh, so many questions. Oh, okay.
You can check the archives on what the collective has on your sphere's specific history, but throughout the rest of the multiverse, there are a multitude of gods. The one he mentions, if I remember correctly, is the primary patron deity of the elves. He leads the Elvish pantheon. I don't know much about the rest of the Elvish pantheon, but I remember he's their head deity, so to speak.
Hence the elf body.
Yes, it might mean then that Mr. Nuki was a elf who had reincarnated into a 1T, who then reincarnated several other things, a dragonborn, and he's, I suppose, intervened. Oh dear. That may be a problem.
My
Did
father,
your...
my father has sent me here to help you banish a great evil.
Yep, that sounds about right.
I mean, we do it on a daily basis.
Yeah,
He said that you are to be trusted and that you are friends.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But you're a bit different than when you went to sleep. You were, you weren't an elf.
I don't
You-
know if you
before you woke up.
necessarily would have agreed with that sentiment that we were friends in your previous life.
I
mean,
recall
we
another
were.
life prior to my father creating me.
But we do. So just bear with us, because I'm having a hard time processing this. I've already lost my. What? I lost one of my friends who's still on a secret mission that nope. Don't matter about.
Sorry. Miss Hagtha, he is the essence of Nuki. It's just a different side of him, I suppose would be the best way to think of it.
I need a stiff drink.
If there's anything I can do to help you with this, or if you need any help with your grieving, I'm here.
Can you
I
just say
appreciate it.
not that
And
kind
she
of
like
odd?
taps him on the shoulder, or Elon. I'm gonna call you Elon a couple times. My bad. Elion. Elion. I got that. It's a
Elion.
mouthful. Can I call you Eli? Or is that too informal? I don't know.
If that is what will make you happy.
It's gonna be a work in progress at this point.
Did Coralyn inform you anything about what you are doing in this present life with us?
I am here to give everything I possibly can to stop this great evil.
Did your dad perhaps specify this type of great evil? Like what we should look for?
He said I'll know it when I see it.
Thanks, Dad.
Right. Well, gods tend to be very single-minded. All right. Well, we need to make.
I don't know about you guys. I want to get out of here. I'm done with this place.
This
So done.
may not be the best conversation you had to have here. Uruk, Mr. Uruk, Mr. Mossborn,
Yes.
Chieftain is there anything else that needs to be done here? Is the tree seems to be more or less sealed. The back wall has a bit of a weird backing behind it.
Greg.
Yes, I do believe I owe you a further explanation, seeing how your friend gave his life and his mind for this. As he motions to Elion. Several thousand years ago, wizards from the Netheree brought forth a terrible creature. An attempt to rule the lands south and east of here. They unleashed it in the north first. My tribe of druids encountered this beast and sacrifice to the earth and to the gods. They gave themselves to seal the creature in an eternal slumber, resting beneath a mountain, guarded by the power that they held. A long time went before a threat appeared. A swarm, a group, a union of aberrations. Known as the Five Eyes.
5 eyes?
Yes, they are what many would known as beholders.
Ah.
Came across the mountain which sleeps. You do notice when he says the 5 eyes, a leaf falls off the tree.
Taboo name. Okay.
And they began to undo the magic to wake this terrible beast. That is when my father, my uncle, my mother, and at that time my sister, all honored our tradition and sacrificed themselves to create a gate in the form of this tree to seal them away so that they may never wake the mountain again. Very few know what the mountain is. But seeing how your friend sacrificed himself for the gate in some manner, I feel you should know my clan and my tribe's purpose here. And he waves his hand, and in a C-shaped circle, the walk and wall disappears. And lying in a curled position is this gargantuan, tan-skinned, razor and horn-backed, massive beast. You can all roll history or arcana to figure out what this thing is.
Dirty 20 on Arcana.
Okay.
That's cocked. Yo, 16.
Dirty 20 on history.
19 on Arcana.
10 on arcana. Unfortunately, Miss Hagtha, this is just a very large, scary-looking beast.
Cool. Great. Awesome.
Ellen, you hear a whisper in your ear. Grigorovich, your photographic memory flips through a book, an old book, a dusty one, moth-eaten and horrible condition. This is a creature known as a Tarask.
Yeah.
Ah, fun.
For those of you who don't know what a Tarask is,
I've
you
heard
should.
about those.
It is a TPK and a creature.
It's Godzilla without the fire breath.
Pretty much.
Before the Great Worms came back to the D&D, this was the boss.
Yep. And if
This and Tiamat were the only recorded CR30s.
yes, I was about to say this is a confirmed CR30 creature. Who, to let you guys behind the screen a little bit, if the magic had failed, slowly, round by round, a full-on beholder would have popped through the gate and begun to attempt to wake the Tarask.
Nope.
And those are the creatures that Nuki saw in the plane.
All the beholders?
Mm-hmm. All 5 of them.
Ah.
But Uruk says, now I will honor my family the same. I will reseal this cavern with my life. It will also collapse the mine. The rock and gold and adamantine will reform to create a strong barrier. He takes
Well, we can't
off a headdress and collars, and he says, "Please present this to my tribe." He, hold on. He takes this off and hands it to you, Hagtha. And he does say, present this to my tribe. And as he says that, you hear movement behind you. You see more druids. And one of them does resemble a
younger version of him.
Younger version of himself.
How'd they get down here? What?
They're druids. They can fly. They can run.
They can tree stride.
Where were they earlier? That's what I want to know.
They were flying, running, tree striding.
I mean, it only took you guys.
Tree stride here.
It only
through this tree.
He did. Well, not through this
that
tree.
was dead.
Yeah.
And we brought it back to life.
He grabs his son.
Oh, no, Hagtha don't like this.
Seren, for your crimes against humanity, for the act of murder and assault, as your chieftain, I command your sacrifice to seal the gate with me. We will be bonded forever in the protective nature which you so violently attempted to do yourself. Ithon bows his head and wordlessly accepts his fate. Now,
are we gonna just let this happen? Like, do they really have to do this?
Ray,
yes.
In my examinations of this room and knowing what this thing seals, do I, as a magical engineer, and is that engineer a member of the collective, know a more efficient way to keep this creature locked away besides using sacrificial druidic magic? This is a continent destroying threat. This would have to be something the collective would be interested, or at least be interested in keeping sealed away and locked up.
Right. So,
is there a containment unit?
So, knowing the collective, knowing what you have found, this is exactly what the collective is here for. This is a magical, in a sense, item that is exceptionally powerful. You are also intelligent enough to know that your magic and your engineering at the level that you possess, you could create a barrier, and it would be a tough barrier to get through. You believe, from what he has said, that he's going to reseal the room, destroy the mine with this sacrifice. If 4 druids can create a tree to an extra plane to hold back 5 beholders, what could two sacrificial druidic magic could do. You are not sure. Roll a wisdom for me.
Why'd you have to make it wisdom?
Because this
Just
is
Greg.
this is
Well, Hagtha doesn't know the collective very well, so it makes sense.
Okay.
this is wisdom to know what to do. What is right in your mind.
I can't pick the dice. Amy.
Ah.
Blue, green, chromatic, brass, or white?
I think white.
White.
White for purity. I don't know.
For our glorious good victory.
Okay.
That's cocked.
I was.
Cocked on the other side of the dish.
What? No! Stop it!
So that's an 8.
An 8. You're going to report this. You have to report this. These are the rules. However, is it your place to interfere in tribal justice, tribal tradition at this point? Is it your job to interfere at this level? That is the question that Grigorovich must answer.
Like, I know. So, as Hagtha, she's just like, I know what they're doing is supposed to protect the many with this sacrifice of the few type deal, but like, they've been doing this for how long?
It's like it's the Star Trek like prime directive. Like, do we have the right to interfere in this society? No matter what, this warrants observation by the collective because it's a cataclysmic monster that can be weaponized.
This is
they're
a
just
divine
gonna keep...
ritual. This should not be interrupted.
But they're gonna basically kill themselves just to hold it off for a little longer.
If my life is needed to stop a greater evil, then that is what I will give.
Yeah, but that's like in the heat of battle kind of thing. That's a little different. This is like just straight up killing yourself, like, or
Are the lives of two worth more than the lives of many that could be destroyed if this thing awakens?
I mean, but it's just gonna keep going.
My dear sweet Hagtha, this isn't death. This is transformation. Our energies, our bodies, our minds, our souls will become the mountain to protect it. For as long as this mountain stands, we live on.
Yeah, but where does it end? Like, just the next person, all they have to look forward to is to be trapped in here. What if somebody doesn't want to down the line and then the thing gets out?
That is a more question for the next ruler of the tribe. I can't speak all of a sudden.
That's okay, that's
He's
usually
having a stroke.
Anybody smell steak?
I thought it was toast.
Yeah, it depends
If
on...
you're human, yes. But if you're an elf.
This is one of the duties that my life has been serving for, if necessary.
Yeah, but that couldn't have been like a very enriching life, knowing that you're gonna just up and croak because
I've lived for over 800 years, my dear.
mm,
I've had a long life. Fathered many children, loved many people. This is my son, who broke our laws, broke the world's laws. I'd rather see him live on protecting the mountain than hung on a tree or shoved in a cell in some dark hole.
it's true. Like, she's gonna keep arguing it, but she'll for the sake of moving along, she'll
Chieftain Mossborn,
just know that she doesn't like it.
Yes.
out of respect for the trust you have shown us, before you make any sacrifices, I would like to be able to bring this to the attention of our associate, the mage Nafar. Your magic is powerful, it is effective, and it has protected this land for a very long time, but Nafar has associates who are above all else discerning, discriminating, and knowing how to keep proper secrets when secrets are necessary. It is possible he and his associates might very well be able to assist you in keeping this creature sealed away, possibly improve the magic here, and possibly without having to sacrifice any soul to it. Would you be willing to allow us at least the time to consult with him, to see if something may be done so that your tribe may live to protect this place, but not have to lay down their lives to keep it locked away?
I fear knowledge. You three have earned it. Your mage friend has not. Now, the argument for protecting the knowledge of the location, knowledge of what is actually here, erasing the mine and the history of it, is that a task your mage friend could do? Because that would be protecting the mountain.
Would be within the realm of possibility, yes. But what I'm suggesting is to at least try and see if there is a better way. I know that this has been the only way you know.
At least a more permanent way.
And his associates are capable. I'm not asking you to trust him. I'm asking you to trust me in my trust in him.
As much as I do trust you.
Then let us try.
This is our way.
Worst comes to worst, you go back to how you were doing it.
This is the worst breach in the history of the mountain. This is...
All the more to make sure it's a permanent seal, so it doesn't happen again.
I understand your reservations and your concerns of what this creature is, and for your noble cause, wishing to preserve life in its current form.
Looks at what used to be Nuki. Ironic, but yeah.
But this is my charge and my task. And I will do it. And Grigorovich, I task you with erasing the memory of this place. That is how I wish your help.
No, I don't like the sound of that.
We'll
Then I
see
will
what we
they
can
won't
do.
forget that was Nuki. Won't it?
He leans over. He means from the people who are mining this place and everyone who's seen everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, they need to stop like right. They need to stop like yesterday. They need to go somewhere else.
I will seal this mountain. And I need you. I will seal the interior of this mountain. I need you to seal the outside. Protect it that way. If you truly wish to help me and my tribe, who will sit and continue to guard it, which is our task, our mission, our purpose. But your people have the reach, mine do not.
We'll see what we can do.
Let's get out of here. This place gives me the creeps.
Hagtha, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
And he reaches into the pond. There's as on the previous map we did see there's ponds, and he reaches in and he pulls up a lily pad, roots and all, and hands it to you.
Thank you. And she figures out the best way to like preserve it and put it in the bag.
Yeah, you know they're relatively hardy, and you'll be able to get it to your pond quick enough.
Yeah.
Now, thank you. And I would hurry. The mountain's about to grow new rock.
All right.
And you see him and his son. He grasps his son's hand, stands his son up, and they grasp hands and they embrace each other. And wind and rain and snow and rock and fire and ice begin to swirl around them as you feel a trembling.
Yeah, we're heading out.
Yeah, no, we're hightailing
Greg is
it.
very decisively walking out.
Yeah.
You guys walk, and a wall of stone falls at the entrance, and pacing with you as you go, you see more different types of hard and rock and metals and ores and gold and adamantine begin to swirl and jive and grow from the pathways. And as you leave, it becomes just more rock-like. And eventually you leave the mountain, and it grows and seals behind you. And Greg, you'd probably be the only one to see this. You look back at the mountain and you look up, and you could swear this mountain is somehow taller now.
That's why it's a different shape. Different shape from every mountain in the surrounding area because it actually grows.
Mm-hmm.
It's made of people.
Wait, what's the name of this mountain? Soylent Green.
You come out to the town. It is chaotic. People are receiving triage medicine. Um, the head of security and Dubon himself, they are directing people and helping people, the more severely injured from rock falls and the vines and plants, into wagons as they're gonna head them into town to get better healing. What would you all like to do?
Greg is writing up a diagram real quick.
Okay.
Basically, it's a rough sketch of the mountain, with a line with a marked depth. He's going to fill it out and make it look like it is a small, brief report that he's written up on a contained magical plague zone that causes rock and plants to gain violent sentience. But as long as they keep their dig depth above this point, they, which will be probably a good 100 feet above the barrier.
Right.
As long as they keep their digging above this point, there is no risk of infection or release of this magical plague, which apparently also can infect wild animals and cause them to violently attack people. I'm gonna fill that out. I got a cloud. I have a cloud rune marked on my pencil, which gives me advantage on deception checks.
All right. It is a very carefully, well-worded report.
Reason.
Yeah. Maps, statistics, readings, everything. Very thoroughly filled out.
Very legit.
Yes.
Once he's done with that, he's going to go and he's going to start assisting with, because he's still got some spell slots, so he's going to use Cure Wounds on people who are definitely in more
serious condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Hagtha can help ones that are like, they'll be fine, they'll survive, but might have like.
Oh yeah, you got a healer's kit. You could just go through this bit. It's like heal.
Pew, pew, pew.
I've got drugs and bandages.
Lots of 'em.
The bleeding's loose and control.
All right, so that is what Greg is doing. Hagtha, what are you up to? Are you doing similar things?
I think I think she's gonna try and make herself as busy as possible because a lot of shit just went down, and she's still trying to wrap her head around the whole Nuki, Elion thing, and just kind of gets lost every so often and just kind of like spaces out and just kind of snaps back and like remembers where she is and just like, oh yeah, that's right, and the idea of gods actually existing somewhere else other than her own home is weird on a number of levels, and it just makes her question like everything. And then she thinks about the Fathomless one and like, how is he different from the gods and stuff? Like, how did, like, it just raises more questions about him or them, they, I don't know. She's just been assuming it's a dude because that's what she hears, but then she realizes that, you know, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just a whole torrent of randomized thought of things and just like trying to make any sense of it is maddening. And yeah, and then but then I think at some point she like stops and looks at Elion and is like finally getting a solid look at him, and she's just like, it's Nuki, but it's not. I wonder what else is the same or not. And just kind of like, you know, he looks like this one dude I threw in the boyfriend sack one time. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what's holding me up. It's just.
Oh my god, her ex is back.
Yeah. She's just
You have
having
to
like a
work
little
with your ex.
flashback of like,
Was that Randy or?
Jason? I don't know.
Oh no, it was Randy, because he was Randy with an E.
Gross.
Ugh.
It's Randy.
Ooh. Oh, I really hope I didn't keep him in the sack that long.
You shake it, there's no rattle, no bones, you're good.
Yeah. Cold. Haven't had anything in here in a while. It's like, it's cold. I'm so sorry.
Cutter, by the way, is probably actually hanging out on Elion's shoulder, because he's shiny now. So got silver hair. You have this light Drake who kind of keeps rubbing his head against your head.
Hey there, Alien.
Hagtha feels a little jealous.
You're shining, and you're the new model. I like this.
Connor the creep.
I welcome your friendship, but I'm also slightly creeped out.
How do you know you're new? I can.
Connor, stop it! You're creeping him out.
I'm not that kind of elf.
There's Nuki.
Oh, fine. Well, if you need anything, or find any alcohol you don't want, let me know. And he flutters off.
I can make something like him. I might just do that.
Please don't. One's enough.
So other than your creepy encounter, Ilion, what do you do? This is the first time you've seen outside of the mountain.
Yeah, so I imagine I'm just kind of like looking around at like everything. Like basically being useless, but like just curious at everything. And dealing with Cutter.
Yeah. Data fills your mind. You know that's a tree. You know that's a person. You can identify objects. You don't remember why you know that's a tree, but you know it's a tree. So you're not like, ooh, what's this? And attempt to eat a piece of rope. You know, you're not.
So he's just not aware of Nuki's actual presence or behaviors. I don't personality. Oh, I'm just rambling. I think at some point, I think she does like try to go and like figure out what Elion's deal is. Like, is he still grumpy like before, or like, what are your feelings on cats?
Cats. What's cats? Cats. I stop and I try to think and I recall cats. They're an animal. Are they pleasant?
They can be.
Well, then I like them.
Hey. Do you know the name Thane by any chance?
Thane.
Did Daddy Dearest tell you about him?
No. Thane isn't that in service of a lord?
Sure.
Is
Hagtha has no idea.
is Thane a servant for me?
I wouldn't say that to his face.
Fucking inspiration.
Inadvertently, I'm gonna make Thane hate me because I'm so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pompous.
But like, accidentally so. Like, your name is to be a servant, or you're a servant of me. My father created you for me. You're a little kitty.
Oh, we're just gonna have to figure this
Can I
one out
stab
on.
him yet?
So the night does tarry on a little bit in helping people, but at some point, Protector D. Sorrel comes up to you. I wish to. She's injured, but she's tough as she's moving and she's helping. She's got a arm in a sling. I want to thank you for protecting us from whatever that was down there. Thank you for assisting.
Yes, can you ensure here? I took some time and I wrote up a document. It looks to me like you have some sort of pseudo magical plague that seems to infect rocks and plant life. That's what was attacking you down there. It was infected roots from various trees. I've already marked down a safe depth to dig to. Anything beyond that, you're risking attacks from this strange plague. It's probably some sort of wild Netherese thing. I believe the Netherese were people in this area, correct?
Yes, yeah, they were. My research of the area to provide knowledge of and protection to the people here did bring some of that up.
So long as you don't dig below this line on the, as I've indicated on this map, I'm giving you a rough depth expectation. You should be fine. You should be able to avoid any breaches.
I don't think anyone's going to be mining here once this report makes it to the miners' guilds and other associations. I don't think anyone will want to dig here.
That's probably for the best.
Probably is a safer bet, but do keep this on file so that you can ensure that if anyone is stupid enough to come back out here, that at least they can do so safely.
Of course. I give you my thanks. And it's more. I wish I could do more for you, but I can't. I do know. Carl probably wants to speak with you.
Carl. Carl, it kills people.
Carl's the
Carl Duban.
yeah, the that guy.
Yep. The owner, operator, mayor, governor, idiot of the town.
Carl, where are you?
She points you down in towards the town, and he is helping people load into wagons and apologizing profusely to people, and is like telling one of the guards to make sure that this wagon goes first. It's got thanks to our friends, their wounds are satiated, but I still want to get them to medical care as possible. And he turns around and is like, oh, it's you all. Where's the
Carl.
it appears why know the mountain secret now, and well, I believe my mining company is through.
That is probably a fair assessment, yes.
Could always try a different mountain.
But luck into a vein of gold or adamantine like I did, I have investors to talk to.
If you're able to find appropriate silicon, I mean, I certainly know people who'd be very interested in getting access to a silicon mine or a Silicon Valley, or either or.
If I come across it, I'll be sure to find you in some manner. Yes, I wish to thank you for your efforts and your time. Speaking of which, who is that elven fellow?
We found him in the mine.
You found a person in the mine.
Yeah, he ended up with amnesia, so
He
yeah,
doesn't
we're
really.
gonna take him with us and help
Elion, do you
him.
remember anything that happened to you in the last week?
My father created me today.
Oh,
As you can see, he's a little touched in the head. We're assuming it's some sort of exposure to the magical plague that we left reported with your protector. Amnesia may be one of the symptoms. We're going to be taking him with us. Fortunately, our dragonborn companion didn't. He perished there in the depths.
oh, great. That's all I need. An inspector member of the mining guilds just dead in my old mine. Great.
All the more reason not to dig here anymore.
Well, I'm not.
So funny thing, I'm still wearing Nuki's clothes because magical items don't get disintegrated. It would not have changed. It would still be the same.
Actually, you are in the robes your father gave you.
Oh,
You got fancy new digs.
never mind.
That's all right. I would have said that we took the clothes off Nuki to give this guy.
They would have been rather. They would have been like made for like a chest, like what, 10 inches thicker.
Yeah. Speaking, since you have brought it up, speaking of which, this is, even though you're new to this, you can see quality. And a little part of you understands it for some reason. This is the finest elven armor you have quite ever encountered. In fact, all of you now looking at it see that it is that.
Shiny.
And to be quite specific, we are considering it a +2 elven chain.
Ooh. Fancy.
Yes.
Very nice.
And since it's elven chain, you can cast your spells in it.
Now, are you still a bard? Or
Oh, I am not.
No.
He does not bard anymore.
He is not that bard anymore.
yeah.
He is 100% not that kind of bard. Or any.
Yes.
We'll be, of course, taking this individual with us to check him out, get him, bring him by some appropriate persons, maybe stop by some Elven Kingdom, see if anyone claims him.
Oh, all right. Y'all are the experts on that. If y'all hold on a second, y'all did work here, fantastic work. You saved my workers who I care about. Hold here a second, and he heads into a room, and he comes out carrying a chest. It's about 1.5 feet wide, about 1 foot tall, and in it are 20 raw gold bars and 10 raw bars of adamantite.
Thank you.
Very nice.
All right, this is part of my personal claim here. So, if you're associates with the mining guild ask, this was already accounted for and paid to me, and the other unmined ore and ore on its way will be there to serve its contracts, and then to, of course, be paid to the workers for their injuries and their salaries, and to be returned to my investors. So the mining company can get a little touchy with mines closing and proper disbursement of ore.
Understandably. But it is appreciated, and Best of luck to your future endeavors.
Thank you. If you'll excuse me, I have plenty of work ahead of me shutting down a town. And he bows and he leaves.
Sorry, I'm calculating my next project.
Should we contact Arrow and GT?
We actually are contacting Nafar. This isn't a mainline
Oh,
request.
yeah, that's right.
Did Navarre give us a way to contact him besides Arrow? I know he didn't like the inclusion of an AI.
Right. He did give you like on your watches a direct contact for him if needed, because he did say you'll contact me when it's time to get out. So he did leave you a way
Yeah,
to.
it's time to get out.
Yeah. We collect the chest, toss that over her shoulder. Kind of. Elion, this way. I'll run the phone.
I was just gonna say, Elion, hey, woo,
Yes.
follow us.
Okay.
We're going home. Kinda. We're going somewhere. We're going on a trip. Oh, I'm tired.
Went on a trip in our favorite. Anyway.
Transmit planar spell. The punchline.
We're the butt of every joke.
Bring up the contact app and type in the contact info for Nafar. Nafar.
What?
Did we just wake you up?
Yes.
Apologies.
We're right back, you old fart. No.
We were able to do quite a few things, but we did solve the murders. The mine is, however, closing up. And I will have a formal video report for you.
All right. Well, as long as the proper reports are made. So that's three humanoids and a familiar to beam home. I take it.
Yes. Oh, Hagtha, drink this first.
What is it?
It's just water.
Oh.
Just make sure you drink that whole thing. Elion, drink this.
What is this?
It's just water. Try and make sure you have the whole thing down. It's going to feel better if you have something in your stomach when you throw up.
Throw up?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll find out in a minute.
You'll understand in a moment.
Anybody got their towel with them?
I start drinking.
It's super.
Eat a lot of peanuts and drink a beer.
It is cool and refreshing. This water is amazing. All right, here we go. Returning you home now, and you hear click, clack, click.
Well, make sure you breathe out right as we leave.
Zoom. And you guys zap back to the private launch pad in Dr. Nathar's lab area. Elion, Constitution saving throw.
Yup. Not great. 15 total.
15 total. You guys get shunted back. It is a rocky, bouncy ride. For you, this is new and normal. This is what it feels like, Elion. You land with a heavy thud. You feel your stomach and your heart. It feels like they traded places. But you managed to keep it in. And you find yourself in this completely different place. there are people working away at these desks with glowing pictures you don't quite understand. You feel different. It's a little cooler here. It is lights and noises and smells. It's not familiar, but it's not unfamiliar. But it is an assault on the senses.
Mr. Grigorovich, did I throw up?
No, it looks like you were able to keep it down. Mister? Who calls people Mister? No, you're doing good. Clap him on the back.
Welcome back, Punchline. Who's this?
Punchline? What's the joke?
I'll explain later.
Divine intervention. He's I believe, the original pure unadulterated soul of an elf who became a Wanti, who became a Dragonborn, who became an elf again.
It's Nuki.
He goes by Elion now.
That was it's a wild magic, I believe. It would be the correct. You said a divine intervention.
Yes, he mentioned his father made him.
My father, yes.
Yeah, and what's your dad's name again?
Krillian.
Yeah.
Corellia. Well,
Mm-hmm. Yes, we got that to unpack, and I don't know, but the rest of you guys, tired.
right.
You have bags to unpack? I can help you.
It's a metaphor, I think. Or a figure of speech. I don't know. Maybe it's the same.
We'll be taking him to get him registered in his new body and alterations to his name.
Yeah.
Whose taste? But bottom line, there was hold on. Arrow, can you transfer the video information from Pi into a USB device?
Working. Downloading. Success.
Pull a little USB device from my shoulder and hand that over to him.
Yeah, and
a recording of everything I've witnessed. More or less, there are two things located under that mountain. The first,
yeah, you want to tell me what a Tarask is?
there's
A
a
Tarask.
Tarask healed away,
Yeah,
as well as 5 beholders.
yeah.
Well, no wonder why the magic was so interesting there. I'm gonna have to send a team to study. Oh, this is a great, wonderful time.
There's a druid circle
Nope.
there who are tasked with protecting the mountain. There was apparently a very anxious young man amongst them who was the one who was committing the murders. You may wish to make contact with said druid circle, and make contact with the new chieftain to see about looking into it first, so as to ensure that the investigation team is attacked.
All right.
Their rough location will be on the video recording.
Very well, I will do that, and I will prepare a containment team if necessary.
Don't forget to mention the 5 eyes.
Yes,
Those are beholders, honey.
The tree there acts as a barrier, a seal against 5 beholders might awaken the creature. I would suggest we probably not mess with the tree and possibly create a defensive perimeter around it.
All right, I will view your report. Please also write down the standard J72A form for me.
Hand it to you.
God,
Get it over here.
gods in science, you're efficient. I love it.
Greg just fills out paperwork whenever you guys aren't looking.
If he's not building something, he's filling out paperwork.
Yep.
All right, well, I will take this and prepare the presentation for the the archmages themselves on this particular case. As with being a Tarask and all.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do this. Let me see if I can get something here.
I have a feeling Hagtha is gonna take up like a motherly type role for Ellie on here. Just be like, don't worry, sweetheart, mommy's got this.
Mommy dearest.
I don't know why, but that's just.
Are you my mommy?
What?
Mother!
What? Why, for some reason, did the song Mother Knows Best come into my
Oh my God.
mind?
Because it's fitting.
That is.
And also, your mother's crazy, so, you know. Strap him. Going for a crazy ride.
I mean, it makes sense because the last person my father had a relationship with turned into Lolth and they created the Drow.
You are currently in a place that lives outside of time, so you could have an accident, and become the first drow.
Ooh.
Anyways, so the doctor explains to you, Hagtha, the Tarasque or Tarask is possibly one of the most dreaded monsters of that realm's plane. It is widely believed only one is in existence through all of the planes.
I sure hope so, because it sounds terrifying.
Its destructive potential is so vast that many cultures incorporate the monster into religious doctrine, weaving its sporadic appearance into stories of divine judgment and wrath. Now, as a matter of science, it is just a terrifying creature of epic proportions, in my opinion.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like an understatement, but yeah.
Yes. But it is good to know that it is sleeping in a dormant state, and it can remain there by itself for centuries. The addition of magic helping, it could be millennia before this thing awakes.
If I'm correct with the actual core lore on it, last time it has rumors depicting it like wiping out entire countries overnight.
Yes, legends tell how the Tarask slumbers in a secret lair beneath the earth, remaining dormant state for decades or century. When it awakens to answer some insurrectable cosmic call, it rises from the depths to obliterate everything.
Well, that sounds like a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So,
what are we gonna do about it? Because...
well, my dear, the collective has it from here. This is quite figuratively and literally our specialty.
Okay, so no more people have to sacrifice themselves just to seal it away.
We would do everything in our power, when working hand in hand with the Druidic tribe, to contain and seal the mountain for as long as we, the collective, exists. And since we exist outside of time, that will be forever.
Okay, cool. Feel a tiny bit better about it, I guess. It just kind of like stares off. It's like, Bah. Okay.
Greg kind of leans over to Hagtha. Do you need to talk? My therapist tells me that talking is actually one of the best ways to deal with stress. You seem a little stressed.
No, stressed me, no. No, I just watched one of my closest friends just transform into another person and then lost their identity. And then my other friend is gone somewhere I don't even know. And I haven't been in my pond in feels like a lifetime.
We may have different definitions of stress. That sounds incredibly stressful to me. But if you need to talk, I just imagine Elliot looking in the mirror and just himself like in the room.
Become another person.
Miss Agatha, if you do ever need to talk or converse, I will not say anything, and I will listen.
I will gladly listen and bring non-alcoholic drinks to help you. Damn.
Oh, was that Cotter? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was the doctor at first. I was like, wait, I don't
It's
even know
like-
you.
I gotta come up with a special voice for Cutter.
Forgot. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Greg, but I think I just need time to process things, and then maybe I will. I still
I'm gonna
don't
take you
quite
to
know.
orientation. Oh, can you check on the frogs? I believe they were starting into a renaissance, but they may have moved into an industrial revolution. I want to make sure they don't start polluting the air in the atrium.
Do you have frogs? I've never seen frogs.
Will
I know frogs,
plenty. You'll
but,
see the most advanced frog society you have ever imagined.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be anything. I haven't imagined anything.
We'll work on it. And yeah, heads back to our room or our space.
All right. Greg and Elion, you head to the halls of records to change and update status. Greg, it is paperwork heaven. Elion, it is a new and interesting experience, but you just it's boring.
Doesn't seem fun. I want to go see the frogs.
I want to go with Mom.
Oh my gosh! They updated page 72. Take a look at this. They updated it. So it used to be here. You'd actually have to put down, your residence and your plane of residence, as well as any affiliated members. They actually moved that to over here.
I think at some point, Hagtha gets back to her pond, transplants the lily pad into her lake, in her pond, and takes a quick glance at the frogs and see where they're at, and making sure there's nothing on fire.
They are using clockwork and steam.
As long as they're not using coal, I guess it's okay.
Is there a character? Is there a grung? Is there like a little mini grung version of like Assassin's Creed characters running across the rooftops?
Why not?
Assassin's Creed frogs.
But you've also noticed that the society has grown a little bit. It is now kind of moved from pond side to up a tree. And when you get into your pond, you notice that they have underwater domes.
They're Gungans.
You guys realize you can breathe underwater, right? Right? You don't need the domes. No. Okay. I will.
Right, but
deal with you
magic
later.
works better in air.
I don't have time for you guys right now. I'm gonna go save Elion from.
She's
Right.
back. The goddess is back. Oh, praise!
I was gonna say, does Hagtha show up in their religious text?
Agatha,
Is she the
Another one.
great goddess who descends upon the pond every few centuries?
Agatha, you hear that? You turn around and you look, and there is a 6-inch, which is 6 to 10 inch, which is large for these particular frogs. Statue in the center of their society of you with tentacles sprayed around you, and you're standing there in a majestic pose.
Oh no, not again. And she just walks out of the room.
Agatha, as you sigh and walk out of your pond, you notice something on a tree that wasn't there before. It seems to have been tacked in place. It is a letter.
Does Hagtha have a love letter?
What does it say?
You open it up, and in one of your native tongues from your plane, which you know, I forget which one it is, it reads,
A couple of them, I think.
"Dearest Hagtha,
Oh boy.
how I've searched for you and the warm embrace of your sack.
Oh no.
The rough feels of its fiber against my skin keeps me awake at night. How I miss your dejection and your disdain has kept my heart warm for many a night. Though you have cast me aside, my desire for you grows. I have paid my entire family's fortune to find where you have gone. And now that I have found you, I only wish to know if you would write me back. Your undying ever love, Old Joey."
Wait. Didn't we talk? Isn't Old Joe like one of her first?
Hagtha, your blood runs ice cold. Old Joe, as you would call him, or Joey, is the very first boyfriend you've ever put in a sack.
I was like, oh my god, I remember his name. We were talking about this.
I'm hungry.
Your first boyfriends found you.
In an interdimensional space outside of time.
Go on him.
Oh my god. You gotta give him credit. That's freaking devotion.
This is why this can't happen again. This is-
Inside the letter is a small scroll that you recognize. It's a scroll of transcription, and if you were to write on it up to 25 words, it would then disseparate and appear to the original sender.
Yeah, she's gonna kind of just crumple it up and stick it in the bag and kind of try to. Like she's maybe not crumple it. She's just gonna messily just. I can't deal with this. No, and like her, she's just so disheveled. She's got freaking. Oh, don't have time for you, Joe. Arrow!
Yes?
What? In the literal? How is old Joe doing here?
He has made contact with the collective.
Yeah, no shit.
As listed here, spouse. They are allowed, family is allowed to send letters.
Arrow?
Yes? What was that? You squeaked.
Did I ever tell you I had a spouse? Let alone a boyfriend or a significant other or anything like that? No! The answer is no!
I'm sorry. My system here says that old Joey of the pond is your spouse.
He wishes.
I can direct you to marriage counseling if you'd like.
No! No.
Well,
If you say anything to him that I am back, I will find your wirings and rip them apart.
I
Got me?
understand. I see that there's a issue here. Don't worry, old Joe is not on station.
Oh, thank God. Ugh. Okay. Arrow,
Yes.
don't let him in the collective. You got me? No matter what he says.
Is that an official request?
Yes.
Processing. Request submitted.
Okay. I will explain later. But for now, I need to go back to the other crisis that I'm having in my life. Along with the frog renaissance thing, the steam engines and now a thing, and there's... Oh my God.
Are you referring to the Hagtharians?
Yes, Arrow.
It's been great to watch them and learn about how society works from the dawn of their time.
They don't have witch trials, they have normal trials. But they're called
You
normal.
don't have magic powers, you're excommunicated or burned because you're the opposite. Instead of frog familiars, they have like little those like water bugs or whatever. I don't know. Anyway,
Little boatmen and
They
whatnot.
they have little pet spiders. That's actually a thing. There are frogs
Yes.
that take spiders as pets.
So, Agatha, you leave.
it's a mental breakdown, basically.
You leave and you just kind of walk. It's kind of like our version of I'm just gonna go for a drive.
Yeah. Normally she would go for a swim, but the only thing she has to swim in is her pond. But her pond is filled with societal knowledge. Yeah, frogs that are sentient and cultured. And as far as she knows, there might not be a full-size pool, but then the pool's probably got a bunch of weird chemicals and stuff in it that would mix weird with her shit. Oh, I need a drink. Oh.
You happen to know there's one of many bars nearby. Gregorovich and Elion, the paperwork is coming to a completion, and you have to record all of the equipment recovered, since you're claiming Nuki has died on mission, but we have had an official divine intervention soul transfer to a new body. So the equipment has to be recorded because it is technically transfer of ownership according to the collective. And laid out before you is all of the things that Nuki had.
That's a long list.
Yeah.
But driving right through that, probably at one point Greg's gonna stop and kind of like, early on, you have no memories of anything that happened.
My father created me.
Right.
And I met you.
I don't know my parents. But I suppose something's better than nothing. I want to apologize to you. Your previous self and I didn't really get along. We were sort of disagreeing in a way at the time. And I suppose I just want to apologize for being too loud, as you put it. I was really looking forward to working with your team ever since I'd been reading the reports And I know you don't have any memory of any of this or anything like that. And I jumped on the opportunity to be able to finally work with you all, and I suppose I had a more idealized view of what I thought you all would be like. And I know you don't have any memories of who you were, how things were, and I know that you're not necessarily that person, but I suppose I want to just apologize for not getting to know you properly.
You don't need to apologize. You seem like a great leader of this team.
Technically speaking, the leadership actually right now falls to Hagtha. She's the most senior member of this team.
Oh God. Oh
I
God.
came in as a temporary replacement for your actual team captain. And you were your past self, Nuki, was the person who was leading us previously. But thank you, I suppose. It's good to hear that you so far seem to find me tolerable.
No, you're my friend.
I have this weird mixed feelings about that.
It's like a bad taste in your mouth.
But I can. Bleh.
It's like the high school bully that you grow up and is like, I was a total dick to you in high school.
And
It's
he's like super nice, and he's just
Yeah.
like friendly. I'm like,
dude,
Like,
you
every
used to
part
stick
of
my
you
head in the
wants to
freaking
hate him.
toilet. Yeah.
like I want to hate you, but you're too nice. Stop it.
That's exactly it.
I suppose a fresh start then for both of us. Not that you really have any sort of point of reference, but yeah.
I mean, it can't get more fresh than today.
That is, well, I mean, if I died and came back, I don't want to experience that though necessarily. Right. I think you had a rapier. Ah, yes, cursed rapier.
Oh yeah, there's a list.
So, continuing filling all that out.
Elion, you are looking through papers and trying to help identify things the best you can, and you do come across this one form where you read that agents are allowed to sell any unwanted equipment to the collective in or in trade to gain other things. You read something about values and percentages, and it's just like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you realize that you can take these things that you have been told belong to you, but you don't feel the connection to. And if you would like, you can sell a certain amount of a certain number of things to gain something else.
Yeah. I don't need the rapier. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I know how to use it, but he said it's cursed, and I don't want that. And I don't know how to play any of these instruments. This cloak is cool, but I don't know. I don't need it. Some of the stuff in the bag, though, I kind of want Hagtha and Greg to go through in case they want something that used to be Nooki's. For if they,
Yeah, and that bag's originally Hagtha's anyway.
I don't know that.
Nope.
I mean, there's quite a bit of money in here too, or at least valuable items.
Boy.
And we can go off, do that off air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you take a certain number of items and you sell them, and there's a kind of a storefront-ish, but it's more like a approved items for use by agents thing. So you have to sell something to get in there first, kind of a deal. You have mentioned you are looking for a particular item, and we're going to use a roll for its existence.
Okay.
So, percentile, please. And you're looking.
Right.
Tell me what number you get.
That is a 66.
All right. Well, you beat my percentage dice. I rolled a 2. So the item you requested is there.
I plop down 1, 2, 3, 4 magical items. A laser pistol, another pistol bullets, a vial of black pudding, and I just place them all on the counter. Be like, that looks neat. Can I have that?
Yeah, sure. You have it. Here you go. Thanks for your trade. And he hands you another clipboard.
Greg.
I'm like sorting through like the little what are those little cue card things?
Yeah.
Trying to see if I can find a dust crusher.
I'm like a little kid at a arcade with all his tickets. Like, here, I want all this, and I want the spider ring.
Yes.
That's
Oh, all right.
I don't know what to do to fill this out.
It's you just fill it in. Here. What is he getting? What is the item in question?
So you see written on there it says power comma staff, and you see where it says it asks you to list the items in trade. Perceived value of the staff is written down. The perceived value of the items traded, and once the trade is complete, there is no returns.
No take backsies.
No returns, no exchanges, unless you're selling the item for something else.
Okay. I probably quickly fill that out. It honestly, just if you weren't looking at what he was actually writing, it looks like scribbles. And all right, are you okay? Now just sign here.
Okay. The most elegant signature you've ever seen.
Kind of overdid it on the loops there.
Did he triple loop that
Am
one?
I not supposed to sign in Celestial?
It's
It's fine.
It's fine. That's a lot of loops in there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. He takes it, rips out two copies, a pink slip and a yellow slip. He says the pink is yours to keep, yellow's handed to Arrow back in your room so she may update your equipment log.
I have a room.
We're getting there. On that note, is there a dust crusher in here?
Roll on percentile.
$58.
97.
Nope.
None listed.
I'm gonna get this item on the last day. When we complete this campaign, the final boss is gonna fall, and there's Dust Crusher. We'll never get to use it, but
So eventually, you do make it back to the room. Elion, you are shown your quarters. It's got some stuff in it that it's just not you.
Ooh, excuse me.
There's dry scales everywhere.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought Nuki would be a
been really
neat freak.
dragon for about a week. I
Wasn't very
think
long.
he quite knew exactly what to do.
Greg,
Yeah, I'm right here.
this room is messy.
Yes.
It smells weird. Am I allowed to change things?
This is your room. You are allowed to do with it as you see fit.
There's a bar in our space, isn't there?
There is.
Okay, yeah. Hagtha is sitting at that bar and just kind of like drinking fairly heavily. And just like,
I'm going to go check on Hagtha. You're okay in here, right?
Yeah.
All right. Just I never saw any, but look out for needles as he walks away.
What?
what?
Talk about how there's scales and crap everywhere. I can only imagine how messy the place is. I don't know what he does in his room.
And as you sidle up to the bar, we're going to pan out and end our session here today. So,
Hagtha downing a beer.
Hagtha downing her issues, hydrating her problems. But anyways, I want to thank you all for watching, and please, if you did watch, follow us on Twitch and YouTube. Hit us up on our Twitter and our Facebook pages. Again, our email address is packtactics@gmail.com. That's packed with a T. We'd love to hear from you. And be sure to tune in next week as we continue the adventures of the Punchline and our new friend.
Or what's left of us.
What's left of the Punchline. And we'll see you all next Tuesday. Bye.